My name is James Mason with Transparent Traders, and as a trader, you should know how to find a support and a resistance. If you don't, I'll show you. Here we are. This is ticker TLRY, and I have it on the 4-hour chart. You can do this on any time frame, but if you find your support and resistance on a lower time frame, you need to trade on that time frame. I like to find support and resistances on the 4-hour chart. It just kind of makes things easier, and it gives me a better range to let my trade work around in. The first thing that we must do is take off all your indicators. It will make for a cleaner chart and easier to see your candlesticks. Now that we have our indicators off, we want to zoom out so we can see the entire picture here. So as we look at Tilray on the 4-hour chart, we can see how this played out from its IPO up until this point. So let's go back here to the very beginning and let's start working this chart. A lot of people have different concepts on what the criteria needs to be for a support and resistance. Some will say it needs to be 2 candlesticks that bounce in this area, or 3 candlesticks, or 2 groupings. I'm just going to make it as simple as possible because simplicity wins. We're just going to go off of groupings. So whenever we see a grouping, like here, we see these candlesticks just forming just one group in the same area, that's a support and a resistance. So let's get our line. We're going to draw support right here. There's our first one. Now we have another grouping right here. There we go. There's a third one. Another grouping right here. Fourth one. Got some grouping right there. Fifth one. And then so on. These candlesticks get up here. We see how it play out. And you do this moving forward. So grouping there. And I'm just going to stop right here. And just by adding really just a handful of these support and resistances from the beginning of Tilray, which is really a young stock, to be honest. It didn't IPO but until like 2 years ago. But even just adding these few support and resistance lines, just look how these candlesticks play out as I scroll through this chart. So now we're getting to the point on this chart to where we broke through the lowest support. So once we have this data, we'll just do it again. Grouping right there. Gonna get the grouping at the bottom right here. We have some grouping in here. Now we have a complete picture. And we do have some grouping right there. So actually it happened back here. You can see it right there. So now we have a complete picture. Now look at these candlesticks. How they work and flow with the support and resistance lines. And this is just how you find support and resistance. It's that simple.